lower bracket finals, and these players are pretty much ready to go. So actually, we're going to let them know that we are good to go, and we'll go ahead and get right back into it. They've been waiting for quite a while now, but they have maps picked. They are pretty much good to go. So on their account, we'll hop to it.
Cool. So we're going to be starting off with Jap Castles here. We're going to be going over to Newceron, and then we've got Spider Crossings at the very end of it, if we need to. But man, this has just been a fantastic bracket. We've seen so many amazing games. And it comes down to the lower bracket. Here we are, and
it does.
We'll be all ready for Saturday.
And these are very good teams in the lower bracket, actually.
I mean, everybody's been fantastic.
Definitely. At the latter stages, as DaHanG said in his interview, I think this is probably one of the best CTF tournaments that we've seen at QuakeCon.
I have to agree.
If not ever, definitely for a very long time. So I was happy to take part, and it was a lot of fun.
You've been taking part in a lot of this. You've been helping out organize a lot of the teams, a lot of the events over the summer.
Sort of, a little
Which
bit.
comes down to this. Here we go. Capture the flag right here on Jap Castle's Sake versus WELP. Right here, and we're going to start out watching, well, not psygib, not what's happening. All right, there we go. We got Effortless there. Taking away Rail right off the bat. We've got a bit of a garden push going on there. Going to be taking a bit of a look around here. Avenged already pushing out of the garden, but IED is going to be there, ready for the damage. He's going to be spawning right back in it, though.
Yeah, I'm looking at clock here, and he did a very quick push, but KGB taking him down very easily. Almost no damage taken. So red base safe for now. Expect a lot of players right now. Basically just getting ready for power up. But Clock definitely have something else to say about that. That's his second push within 30 seconds. He definitely wants to keep the pressure on that enemy base.
Pressure that KGB is having very little trouble dealing with right now. He's just sort of combing the hallways, just doing tons of damage and taking almost nothing. So we've got a bit of time before items come up. KGB's ready for it. Eating one rail, though, is not going to be the best thing in the world, and rapha can clean him up.
Now rapha here posted up on the enemy power-up, actually.
Right off the bat,
KGB goes down. Effortless, the other defender, is weak as well, but there are 3 Sake members there to lock that down. On the other side, though, ID with the quad, Sparks is going to be holding that region for Sake, but he has no armor to his name right now. Let's see what he does with this. He's kind of confused on where to go. He knows that quad's coming, and he's trying to get out of there as fast as possible. Lands a rail, narrowly missing his ID.
Clipping just that very last pixel. IED moving with 8 seconds left on this quad. He's got no armor coming into this. Effortless trying to hide back down there, ready for the rail. But look at this. We've got Clock here also moving out, making the way open for rapha. So this is a 3-man push on the flag, opening up the Sparks to get the flag on the other side, which he's known for, just making those pushes. If there's an opportunity, Sparks is going to take it. When you're pushing 3 men into the room, then yeah, you're leaving your own base open. But it's going to mean a massive mosh pit right here mid-map. We've got IED taking a bat with 5 health. Got to be careful how far he falls right now. He's going to be up on the roof as an easy target against Avenged. Now that's going to be 1 flag back there. Where's
it is. Yeah, he's already made it across. That's going to be the first cap here for Sake very early in this game, taking advantage of that quad right from the start. 1-0. That's actually quite surprising.
Absolutely. So it's going to be just a very quick 2-minute cap here. And we've seen a lot of these maps today, just very evenly matched teams just grinding against each other for like 20 minutes without even a single cap. So this is a very good stack and a very good start for Sake. Effortless turning this back around into a bit of defensive play, holding down the flag room, taking down just about everybody as they come through. Going to take a quick look here at ID spawning over in the enemy guard. And we've got Clock now on the flag. KGB is going to be there ready for the last load of damage, but Clock is just going to aim down and finish himself off.
Yeah, but ID is right behind him to clean up his mess. KGB will go down. ID's going to double back, grab that YA. He's headed low. This is where his teammates need to meet him. He's got Avenged there waiting for him. 1 rail is already connected, and he is going to kill himself. Okay, that's one way to get out of it.
Everybody's suiciding. But it's going to be ID making his way back over here for the quad, actually, on their own side of the base. But it's going to be the other item coming up, I hope. That Sake can pick their own item up. Nobody's there at the moment. They must be delaying. It's KGB picking up that quad as well, getting himself a little bit of time at making this very close time in between the 2 items next time. But right now, KGB is ready to do some damage on the quad, or at least defend his flag. This isn't a very offensive quad.
Wow.
He's just holding down the fort, but everybody knows where he is apparently.
That's a great spam rocket coming out. He's down to 11 HP. Those 225s are going to do a little bit, but he is actually able to take down ID. He was railable this whole time, but he did a nice job hiding to keep track of both of these quads. So he's going to hold the rest of these few seconds on defense. It looks like he's actually going to go down here. Rapha's going to make a push. Rapha's the defense here for WELP, and that's actually a huge step out of the base, and he's going to go down. So hopefully the WELP base is not too overwhelmed right now. It looks like most of the Sake players are back on their own side. So
Rapha's making his way back into it. He's getting a little bit of aggression, but we've got Clock keeping the tension up over on the other side of the map. We've got him rocket jumping back through the garden. It's going to be just the machine gun out of Sparks making it happen, but that means that Sparks is on the move. Let's go take a quick look at him here. He's looking for a way back out of the garden. Mid's going to be fairly open at the moment, but no yellow armor for him, so he's just sort of biding his time. That's good because he can come back and do some damage against Clock. Maybe he can finally take him down, but man, that hurt. If Sparks wanted to make a push, wanted to make a rush anytime soon, it's going to be much more difficult, hopefully, for him. That 50 will be up. Maybe he might be able to take away an item, but no. He's just going to have to take what he's got and make the best of it. Well, so far, so good. Getting a single rail off on Rapha. Effortless is here as well. It's going to be 2-on-1 against Rapha, and once again, we have a 3-man push. It worked once before. Maybe Lightning can strike twice.
Wow. Beautiful rocket out there from ID, taking down the flag carrier, but that is exactly what Rapha just did earlier. Effortless, we see from Sake, the defender, coming out of that base and really supplying a lot of pressure for that 3-man push, but it looks like it was contained fairly easily from the WELP side. So it looks like Effortless is back on his side, and Clock is going to be pushing in actually against him. Clock goes down very easily, but Rapha is set up again for this quad. We see this a lot from WELP. Rapha being the defender, he does like to take these quads with his stack. Obviously, he does not have one right now, but he does like to push out and get a little aggressive on his defensive position.
And, of course, Rapha's been on his aim today, but look at this. This is huge, having psygib with the quad as well. Effortless taking away regen. Making his way back over towards home, but we have a few more seconds left on these quads. psygib with 5 seconds on it, moving into the flag room. KGB is there, he's going to be taking him down. Effortless there as well. Make that 2 for 1. With the yellow armor spawning up, this is absolutely huge. Taking away that flag, of course, making his way back in, and, well, mid is going to be relatively open. Everybody's making, making it difficult for him to get back through the door, nailing him to the wall. Making sure he doesn't get anywhere with that.
Yeah, his teammate made it a little interesting trying to get that rocket jump out through the mid, but he will go down. Nothing more feared on land than quad plasma, I can tell you that right now. That was devastating plasma. Good job from psygib taking down both the defenders there from Sake. That was definitely a good chance, but shut down in the end. But we'll take a look now at Avenged, see if he can make anything happen. Yeah, of course, he's one of the main flag runners here for Sake. Sparks being on his heels. It's usually how they like to play things. KGB is definitely that last line of support.
And this is a pretty raw push from him. He's not really taking anything but rockets and plasma. Make a pretty good use of it, but Sparks is going to come in and he's going to be essentially by himself. psygib ends up taking him down. So moving around here a little bit, we got ID making a push in here, and it looks like they're going to be able to open this up. KGB putting himself on the defensive, not exactly where we usually see KGB holding up, and ID's making full use of that. Taking down pretty much everybody here, taking one more rail as he moves back into mid. Oh, that's a nice shot out of Avenged.
Oh, Clock going for that rocket jump. He would have failed miserably either way, but all four Sake members are there to take him down. Looks like power-ups are coming up in the next few seconds here. WELP is definitely going to be wanting to set up for this. They need to make something happen and capitalize for that first capture by Sake. Came very early in this map, but ID actually gets a pretty favorable spawn.
Yeah.
Actually, right here on the enemy side. Let's see if we can make anything happen. And we've got a teammate with him. It's going to be quad for Rapha. This is huge if ID can capitalize on this and get the enemy power up. It's spawning right now. And it is another quad. It's double quad for the second time in a row. He does go down, but KGB is down. That's one of the defenders for Sake. So actually not a terrible thing from ID, especially when Rapha is right behind him with that last part of the quad. He will be taking this pretty much by himself. Avenged goes down.
Nobody's
got help from everybody. That's a huge quad rail coming out from behind from Effortless, but ID is there to pick up the scraps.
It's an easy enough flag to pick up and carry home. This might be a way for WELP to get back in this, but is anyone waiting at home for them? Nope, not going to happen. It'll play it back up one-on-one, almost halfway through here on Japanese Castle.
Very favorable spawn for ID there. That pretty much set up the whole entire run. Beautiful work from WELP. Great coordination, great teamwork.
Well, hopefully they can push this into an actual lead, tying it back up here one-on-one. ID looking for a few more rails, taking a quick look at his accuracy. He's rocking about 52%. That's me good. Maybe it's not Zoot good, but you know, I'm happy. Let's see. I think
it's definitely acceptable. Definitely.
Definitely acceptable.
Yeah, psygib is actually alone in the base. Now, WELP is notorious for playing two box defenders. Usually him and Rapha are the ones sitting
about the Quake 2 map.
You know. But it looks like Rapha's not in the base with him, so he could be out, and maybe another 3-man push we could be seeing. Well, actually, I want to go and track Rapha and see what he's up to.
Yeah, looking for myself. There we go. He's doing a lot of damage here. Avenged is going to be taken down, but Sparks is there to pick it up. And unfortunately for Sparks, he hasn't had a lot of opportunity to just kind of keep, the pressure rolling and keep things going as far as flag pushes go. But man, so much damage just going out here in every single base all the time.
God, psygib. Psygib's got 200 armor right now. This is the part where Rapha wants to rotate with him, especially with these power-ups coming up in about 20 seconds.
Right.
If Psygib can keep this stack, Rapha will take over base and have a stacked player running these quads. But actually,
Sparks is going to make that a little bit more complicated.
Definitely.
But man, that last rail, goodbye. And it looks like psygib might actually be going for the item up.
Exactly. So rapha tells him to rotate. Here we go. psygib is going to be landing, sitting on his power-up at home. Coming up in just a few seconds. If it's quad again, I'm going to freak out, but it's not. Regen, finally, for the first time in 4 consecutive power-ups.
It's quite the opposite over the last few rounds here, but that means psygib can take away armor. He's more than ready for this. It's going to be double regen. I mean, WELP has, you know, all the items in control every time.
Yes,
and they're taking very little damage on those pickups.
So psygib and ID both have regen, respectively. They're looking to push in at the same time. Both players went at the same time. Avenged goes down. ID doing the work on that one. Effortless surely going to go down here. He does. ID finishing him off. psygib is going to be running as the...
2 flag runners, both with regen, and hitting just about everything. But we're going to have to see what KGB can do. His rails have been on point today. And that's going to turn into a flag return.
That's a lot of steamrolling, but it gets taken down. psygib unable to really convert on that, but a lot of Sake players were respawning there.
And it looks like psygib was at least going to be spending a little bit more time going for a push. Taking a look here at ID, he's able to steal away that yellow armor, take the flag. Clock is there to help him out as well, and hopefully keep KGB off his back long enough for a clean escape. But he's going to have to double back, come back up the stairs, and check out mid. No, Rapha's there, and it's time to get out of there. Oh no, ID really needed that rail. This is dangerous for him. A good switch up to Rocket, but he's only got... Well, somehow he got no ammo left.
Somehow he's still alive. Effortless comes out of nowhere, though. Finishes off with the plasma, keeping that flag at home here for Sake. It's actually a really prolonged run from ID that could create a little bit of complication later on because he was so weak that entire time. But we'll take a look at him again. He is pushing into space one more time. And he's got no help, but he has 77 HP.
He's going straight forward. He's doing exactly what Sparks was doing before, but this time he's got no help, and he's going to be dealing with 2 base defenders, KGB and Effortless.
That's actually a lot of damage coming out from him.
What is up with these spawns?
He gets these spawns right before power-up, it seems, every time. I think he's got it rigged.
Seriously.
Effortless goes down, though. That's a testament to the damage he did.
And a free rocket launcher to take the item with.
Exactly, and that's another huge rocket.
Oh, no, he whiffed the rail.
He lands the second one, though. Effortless goes down one more time, but he is going to miss out on his power-up, it looks like. He takes down Avenged, but psygib is there for his own side, taking quad. And let's see what happens on the Sake side. He will hand that off to Rapha
because he knows better.
This is huge. Rapha with a massive armor stack. KGB 39 HP trying to run this quad. He's going to take it back to base. Surely he wants to play defense.
This is the first item that Sake has gotten in several minutes, however.
Definitely. I want to take a look at Rapha, though. He's got a massive armor stack right now, especially for Jap Castles. He's taking a little bit of damage. Avenged goes down, but KGB is going to swoop in between those rocket shots and take him down. He does actually have
another 20 seconds on that quad. More than enough time to make an effort on the base. ID is having none of that.
Unless ID has something to say about it.
He's still hitting about 55%.
Yeah, 2 beautiful rails coming out from ID. Only 50 HP, wants to make a little bit of damage happen with the last few seconds of the squad. Does take down Avenged, but that is not one of the main defenders for Sake. But nonetheless, it is going to be helpful.
Red flag. Gonna take a quick look around here a little bit. ID once again pushing himself in. It's actually going on the double back. Effortless is breaking himself out. Avenged getting taken on down by ID. They're taking a quick look at kill to death ratios. Nobody is getting away with this very cleanly at all. I mean, psygib has been the most pacifistic of the entire bunch, but even so, he's still gone down 10 times.
Yeah. Sparks with a kind of a pot shot flag on there, gets taken down, and he's going to push straight back in. It looks like he's got a little bit of help on the other side this time. That's a beautiful rocket he lands on Rapha,
health, yeah.
actually. But psygib, look at that stack. 180 armor to his name, but ID on the other side. Let's see if he can make anything happen. He doesn't have a teammate, it looks like.
You can hear a few enemies there. He's taking a rocket jump to get out of there, taking away that 50. He's actually got teammates to help him on the way back out through mid. Avenged, we'll have to see what he's doing on this part of the garden.
Yeah, Avenged is by himself, though. He has no teammates, and it looks like ID is pretty much surrounded.
Ready to give him some company forcefully.
ID is surrounded by teammates. Rapha's going to go back into the space, psygib, excuse me, just to make sure it's clear. And KGB is there, but the damage is done. It looks like he will go down fairly easily.
And he can make it in.
And he does. So that is going to be a 2-1 lead now for WELP.
Now, 13 minutes knocked off the clock here. ID just doing a fantastic job. Sake once again getting their item. Unfortunately for them, it's a regen and not a quad this round. I mean, this is a good time for them to keep the aggression up.
KGB's getting sandwiched here, and he finally takes down Clock, but it looks like Sake's putting all their hopes and dreams into KGB with these power-ups. He's taking almost every single one of them. But Rapha right now is going to be making it out with this flag, and it looks like he's actually going to double back and change his route. He does have teammates in mid. This should be a fairly easy grab as long as his teammates stay where they are. And those spawns don't happen just like that. Effortless is going to show up out of nowhere and take him down. KGB with the rails behind. Really fighting for this last little bit of regen, but it looks like psygib's going to be the one to do it, but it looks like a complete mosh pit right now.
Seriously.
Exactly where that regen is.
As we're going to be looking at IAD once again setting up, well, through the item, but it's not going to be coming up for a while. Rockets and rails in hand. Everybody should know he's here. I mean, the team intel can't be quite that bad that IID can sneak in completely unnoticed. But there's Effortless finally taking him down. And we're going to be seeing psygib come in here and keep himself well defended. And he's gone down a few more times here. Gonna be able to hold down that YA. Effortless doing much the same thing here. Avenged is looking to sneak in. But oh, that rail from Rapha on his way out, I'm sure, on an attack run. We're going to have to see where Rapha's headed. Back in the mid, it's going to be fairly open. Just again, his rails are just on point here. 68%. Now that would make Zoot happy.
Fine. It's all right, I guess. It's okay. But Rapha's going to make his way back into his own base, definitely making sure he's holding that all these these attackers at bay with psygib. Let's take a look and see what Effortless is dealing with. He's got a nice armor stack, but ID is definitely trying to whittle that away and does a decent job, but it does get taken down. KGB is there for the backup. We'll take a look at mid again. Rapha is definitely extending out of this base a lot more than he usually does.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like he's being a lot more aggressive this game, which is definitely paying off, as we can see. And these power-ups are coming up right now. He will opt out and give that power-up away to his teammate.
Clock's dealing with Avenged as well, so it's going to be a multi-front attack here.
psygib, though, on the other hand, is running this this region. He's got a little opposition here with Sparks. He really wants that front yellow. He does take Sparks down, but on the other side, ID is going to be taking away the enemy region as well. This is, again, number of times we've seen. Yeah, both power-ups going to WELP. This is pretty huge again.
Oh. That's going to leave that regen up and in the hands of KGB. Always dangerous to leave him up with that. So psygib enjoying the last few seconds of that, just barely using it to get in and hopefully get out with this flag.
He's going to be creeping down low here.
Careful with his jump pad.
That regen got him back up to fresh spawn health. Almost nothing to work with here. He's got plasma. It looks like the Sake members know he's not gone. And judging on where his teammates are, they kind of know he's hovering around in that base. But Sparks does not care. He's going to go into the opposite base and get this flag and try to get it across.
And
of course, rocket jump is going to make him railable. And psygib has something to
Oh.
say about it. No, he goes down, but Rapha is there. Wow, beautiful work from Rapha right behind psygib to get that pickup and the return. This
Jeez.
surely is going to be a capture. Beautiful work. 3-1.
Have plenty of time to. Oh, and we have a quick turnaround immediately after the cap. We have Clock on the pickup. We haven't really seen him on the flag too often here, but opportunity strikes, and so does Clock. It is now time for him to bring this up. Perhaps the 4-on-1.
This Clock right off the bat,
Lather,
4-1
rinse,
within
and
30
repeat.
seconds. Clock notorious for hanging back on flag runs and just chain capping all day long.
Well, once.
Well, you know, but he does.
But no, it looks like
every
he's just going right back into it, just turning right back around, taking down 2 players along the way, taking no damage, but like, all right, ID, it's your turn.
Effortless.
Where did Clock go? He's still there in the base, actually.
He's actually going to take down Effortless again. He's got 100 HP, and he's going to try his best to get out of this base. He rocket jumps, but the rail comes out from KGB just in time. Takes it down, keeps that flag back home. So 3 minutes left here. We're looking at 4-1 for WELP.
Oh, man.
Even after that early capture from Sake, it looks like things are falling apart very slowly, and I got to attribute that to power-ups for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Sake's had a lot of trouble holding down their power-ups. And that's one of the most vital parts of Japanese castles. Is what makes it so unique is that the power-ups are so far away from the bases, so far away from the flags. And once again, ID is stealing it. In the meantime, Rapha's also got a regen.
Yep.
You know, when 2 of your dudes have regen and none of you do, it's a problem.
Yeah, it looks like the base communication from Sake is just completely falling apart. All those regions, all of those power-ups are going to be going towards WELP, but Rapha gets stuffed in that cubbyhole. Yeah, Sparks has something else to say.
Nice.
Oh, wow, beautiful rail from ID. He's going to run the last few seconds of this regen. Surely it won't be too effective, but Sparks goes down again. It looks like KGB is going to keep that flag safe, though.
Yeah, it looks like we have a bit of a reset here. KGB throwing down a little bit of defense here, but it looks like the Avenged is trying to break in. It's not quite railable yet, but it's more of these rockets that he's got to worry about. Sparks is... Oh, actually, I'm sorry. It's Rapha in there taking him down, and psygib, as always, on the defense. ID's got to grab, though. No health, no backup. KGB's rocking that shotgun, and he's going to be able to rock him down. 2 minutes left. 3 caps to go. I mean, it's certainly doable for Japanese castles, but is it doable for Sake?
Right now, I don't see it, especially with these power-ups. The way they've been going, I don't see Sake really mounting up any kind of threat against WELP right now. They've just played way too coordinated.
They're going to have one more, barely one more item run to go here, but at this point, with ID putting so much pressure on the flag, it's going to be difficult for Sake to even think about getting in on the other base.
Exactly. With the likes of ID and Clock keeping the pressure on, especially late in the game like this, I mean, you can't expect too much. They're definitely not going to let down, especially when ID takes down 2 players effortlessly just like that. And Just like KGB is going to be met
walks
with
right into one.
Exactly, face rocket right off the bat. KGB goes down 27 HP. Surely ID is going to go down, but the damage is done. The time is wasted. 1 minute left. I think this is going to go WELP's way.
Oh, absolutely. So that's going to be the first map for WELP, but looks like we got new servers coming up here in just a minute. Literally a minute, but psygib, he's breaking out of his shell this time. He's going to try to make something happen. Cerberon, I'm sorry. I keep thinking of multi-headed dogs. This is what happens when you don't sleep.
Well, it looks like the one power-up that Sake gets pretty much this entire game gets absolutely stuffed by the by Regen, actually. So looks like Psygib's even running both of these power-ups. He's got the flag, and look, the pressure is still on. A three-man push with 30 seconds left in this game from WELP. They do not want to give anything away. They're playing this as serious as possible.
Finale, yeah.
Exactly. Avenged, though, on the other hand, he's going to try and make something happen. Any kind of miracle, but of course nothing is going to work with only 20 seconds left. But does not want the scoreline to go any more than it has to.
Going to shut down Psygib's victory lap as well.
Exactly. Beautiful work, actually, from Avenged there. Some nice rockets, and that is going to hold the flag at bay. It looks like this 4-1 scoreline is going to hold for map number 1. Japanese Castles at ID, actually.
Going to get it.
He's going to stuff at the end, and he does get it at the last minute, 5-1.
Blue wins.
Beautiful work, though, from WELP.
Wow.
I got to say, I mean, that was beautiful teamwork. Even after that first let-up, they pretty much the only quad that Sake got, it was KGB, ran it flawlessly almost the entire time. Gets him the first early cap, but WELP just
took away
perfect.
Almost every item. And we had a few just critical switches between, like you said, just rapha and psygib going, all right, you're stacked, go for item. You're stacked, go for item.
I think I just saw psygib. I don't know if it was psygib or rapha. One of the two there. It's 72 frags and 43 deaths, I think.
Jeez, it's insane.
That's kind of ridiculous on Japanese Castle. So beautiful work from them. But we're going to be going on to, I believe, Spider.
No, that's going to be the tiebreaker.
Okay, so new Cerberon. That's right.
Yeah.
New Cerberon. No, this is obviously going to be Sake's pick. Japanese was the pick for WELP. So this could be interesting. I don't know. I know WELP knows the map very well. I haven't seen them playing it as much as Sake, and Sake's been playing this a lot during this tournament. So I'm expecting some actually pretty good game here. I think Sake's won a lot of maps actually this tournament on New Cerberon. So this should be interesting.
And this is actually playing out, quite well. There's a lot of focus on quad again, but this time there's only one to fight over, and WELP can't take all of the quads.
But there are 2 regions as well to fight over. So.
What's going on now? Oh, KGB having some problems. I think he picked up his computer and threw it on the ground. Well, fortunately, there's plenty of spares. We've already seen a few monitors get punched and subsequently replaced.
I missed that.
I think that was psygib.
Huh.
No, I think he just pulled the power cord or something. Just got too excited. Too excited.
Calm down. Calm down.
But yeah, I mean, this is going to be Sake's last chance here. In the cup, we're in lower brackets. It's elimination time.
It is.
No more second chances.
And the winner of this goes on to play Unknown, correct?
Yep. This is
basically the finals-ish.
Yeah. So I think this is going to be the
lower
final match
finals,
of the night. Yeah. But it looks like we should have some F3s here before too long. So what do you think of coming into New Cerberon here?
Like I said, I think Sake is going to give them a nice run for their money. This has been a pretty solid pick for them. They since they're so defensive-minded, it's hard to really mount up really good offense on this map without power-ups. So they're a very power-up heavy team. Even though last map we saw they couldn't control it, but this map is a lot easier for them. A lot of tight corners.
Well,
a lot of obviously more power-ups to work with. So there's one pretty much safe in their base. So they're going to feel more confident. That mid is always
so extremely risky, though. I mean, once you commit yourself to quad, it takes you a little bit of work to get back to a good position. So unless you can fight yourself out of there, it's a problem.
You've got the likes of Effortless and KGB on the defensive side for Sake. But we're going live here, guys. 3-2-1. Map 2 of this lower bracket final.
All right, we're going to be watching rapha out of the gate, spawning up top, taking away YA, and on the hunt for weapons or just more YA. We're likely going to be seeing rapha shift into a defensive position at least for the first couple of minutes, but we're already seeing a few deaths rack up here.
Yeah, a slew of rails across mid already. I'm actually going to take a look at that mid, see who's really going to be the opposing force out there. And it looks like Clock is set up, and in the rail area on that rocket launcher pad, Avenged is trying to put some damage down, does take down Clock, so expect a lot of damage output right now up until that first quad, which is up now. Avenged is there. He is railable when he gets taken down. Psygib with the shot. Let's see who picked that up. Sparks with Regen on his side. We're going to take a look around and see who we've got running this quad.
Got rapha on the other region. It's going to be KGB. Always dangerous. I have to say, KGB's aim, this con.
It's been great. Actually, it's been on point. His rails have been flawless. His LG has been just as good, but it seems he's running this quad very, very weak. 58 HP, or excuse me, 54 HP. He's not going to be doing much with this quad. It's going to be a very defensive quad. I don't think he actually got a single frag with it.
Yeah.
Shut my mouth. ID's going to go down to that last second. I have a feeling that would happen, but again, the rail's coming out from KGB here. He's going to miss, and now surely he's going to get taken out soon. So we can take a look.
From that machine gun as well, but gotta like the fact that KGB was able to go, all right, I took a lot of damage there, just time to keep this quad away from everyone else. Mission accomplished.
Definitely. And he is going to be picking up his mega on his side. That is usually given to that mid player on this map. Base D has pretty much a couple YAs to work with, and that's about it. That LG, though, in base is a nice weapon to have. But KGB's coming up against 2 rails here. He does land one of his own, but takes one. Take that, another one coming out from KGB. He's definitely going to be set up on this high post. He takes down psygib, and that's going to give way for Avenged to hopefully push in and make something happen. ID is going to go down by Avenged. Hopefully Sparks can help him, but no, Sparks actually goes down from rapha, and that is going to push away the attack from Sake. So WELP is going to mount up an attack here, hopefully.
Hopefully, but IAD is doing a very good job of holding down mid and making it difficult for Sake to really push in. And look at this, an orchestrated push, but man, Avenged LG says, screw your strategy, I'm just going to hit everything I've got.
Strategy.
So IAG will be down below here. We got psygib making a push as well. So we've got 18 seconds to quad. It looks like everybody's sort of nervously approaching mid-map, trying to make sure that they can hold on to whatever stack they have, whatever weapons they have before it comes up. I would imagine that after the last map, Sake would be kind of like focused on the items, but
yes.
Make sure it's not rapha with the quad.
Definitely. Rapha does get his regen, but it looks like KGB again is going to be running this quad.
Very
but
nice.
Again, he's extremely, extremely weak. Surely this can't last too long. And he does hand it off to Sparks, actually. That's a good move. Hopefully give it to one of your offensive players that does have a mega health to his name. And that regen, that's going to be huge here. He does need a little bit of armor, but hopefully he can have enough escorts to get across mid here without taking too much damage. He takes a little tickle from the back from an LG, but that's not going to do too much. He's going to go straight into this base now, and he gets met by a grenade right at his feet. That's going to be a huge damner on his run, and yeah, WELP.
No more of that plan.
What
but he's still got 10 seconds left of this regen. He's going to be using it along with the Avenged, but we've got a lot of damage coming from up top. Sparks is just trying to get out of there, but the wall says no, and that's going to be a huge reset.
So do the Rockets. That's 3 players from the WELP side just stuffing Sparks as he gets on that flag stand. So nice job from WELP.
So just overlooking mid-map here right now. Sparks is weighing his options as far as making one more push on that respawn. He's going to be down below. Nothing much for him to grab down here at the moment. He's just going to be loud and useless and weak, and psygib is going to take full advantage of that. So taking a look here at IAD, currently hitting 61% rail. Man,
yeah, 64,
taking down
still going up.
here. And Sparks is just going to take a little bit of ammo away from him and start moving that scrimmage line forward. Getting a little bit of control here, but man, they're actually having to fight back against the entrances back into mid. Psygib can take away Mega, though. What's rapha looking like as far as death count? Has he been able to chill a little bit in the base?
rapha is, he has not died yet. He's 7-0, and looks like, I'm sorry, I got switched off. Effortless taking that flag grab. Yeah, rapha is looking very solid on D right now. 0 deaths, and that's actually nice because both quads have gone to Sake.
Yep.
Obviously, KGB, though, he's been left weak, so he's pretty much used that on defense. So not a lot for rapha to deal with right now. So taking a look around at some of the offensive players. Looks like ID and Clock. Clock has been getting stuffed right now, 2 and 13. Not much to say from him.
Fantastic LG coming out of ID. Effortless is going to try to stab back with it, though. Can finally take down it. There we go. rapha on the quad. He's breaking out.
Here
He's
he goes.
making his move.
They let rapha out of his cage. The quad is coming through, and actually Effortless just went down too right before that. So rapha now with a little bit of armor left to his name. This should be good. Avenged is making sure that that region stays at home with Sake, but no, ID says no, sir. He's going to take that away. But let's take a look at rapha.
Barely dodging those.
rapha is going to hopefully make his way across mid here. He's got a little bit of help, but all the Sake players are pent up. But
no!
It's a huge rail from behind. But it looks like ID is there to take it. Quad region, but he gets stuffed as well in the water. Avenged is going to make sure that flag gets home. That is a huge play from Sake.
It almost fell onto the ledge itself, which would have made it a lot easier to retrieve and keep the pressure forward. But man, that was actually just a very commendable quad run and just flag run from rapha. Things just got messed up in mid,
That was
as they tend to do here.
It definitely does. That was the perfect push from rapha. But those mid spawns, just beautiful setup from Sake, keeping that thing at bay. It's very, very close for WELP, but unfortunately Sake had the answer for it. So Effortless is going to reap the benefits of the last few seconds of quad here, just to make sure he's got a nice safe home here at base. Going to stack up on his YAs, but let's take a look and see if there's any attacks mounting up. KGB goes down. Effortless dealing with psygib in his base as well, but ID is there. That's actually a huge push, as psygib is the one usually holding down that mega for WELP.
It's going to be a short-lived one.
Definitely.
ID's now waiting for a mega. This is interesting that it's ID taking the mega and not handing it off to either rapha or psygib.
It's not a bad idea. WELP is definitely known for handing off a lot of items. They definitely trust their players very much with all these items, and we can see why. ID landing 2 beautiful rails, taking down 2 players from Sake there. And he's going to use the minor stack benefit here to try and push in. And Effortless taking a face full of shaft, and he goes down. Almost no damage done to ID.
And significantly, yeah. I mean, he had rocket launcher. He was literally, sneezing distance away from him, but couldn't make any pain happen. So Avenged on one flag, we got ID on the other, trying to make his way out of here. And ID's still railable, but this yellow armor will certainly help. We've got a quad up. It's going to be KGB on it, but where's our flags at? KGB's going to be returning it, actually.
KGB stuffs it down, but actually ID making a nice push there, but KGB, this is the first time he's had this quad and actually a stack to kind of work with. But he does get a little damage from the back, and that's a beautiful rocket from ID, leaving KGB crippled, but he still has more to say. 3 HP, he's still taking players down, but finally that spawn, ID is going to give that 1 MG bullet that it needed to take him down.
It's just going to be 3 seconds left on that quad, so Avenged is going to be enjoying the flag a lot more. And WELP, rapha on the regen and the flag return. So everything's just, we have a lot of shifts in control. We have a lot of little shifts in the momentum here, but at the end of the day, we haven't really seen anything break yet.
No, not at all. Rapha was closest with his quad push, and I'm sure we can definitely see that again, but this is actually huge. Sparks gets a regen, and he steals away the enemy mega. That's a huge slip up from WELP. A very rare one that you see, but all the players realize what happened. They all converge on him at the same time and make sure he gets nowhere.
This is a big push, and rapha better be ready for it here. Just going to take a quick look over at KGB. Expecting him on the respawn to try to grab weapons as quickly as possible and make something happen. Clock is going to be there on the aggression. It's going to make it difficult for KGB. Yeah, he can take him down, but that leaves him at 3 health. Actually, thank you, psygib. That's a good fight to take because KGB could potentially use the respawn.
Definitely. Let's take a look at let's see, Avenged maybe? He's been doing a lot of pretty much just plus forwarding for the most part. He's got a few flag touches. If he gets a little help from his friends, maybe we can make something happen here, but obviously mid is the point of contention, and that's where all the rails are absolutely flying. Right now, he's just kind of pent up in mid, trying to wait for
again,
quad
18
possibly.
seconds, he's ready to punish anybody who wants to show up early to the quad party.
Yeah, and it looks like Sake is doing a nice job holding down mid, but it looks like Avenged is going to go behind lines here and hopefully do a little bit of damage. He's waiting for the okay from his team and maybe the sound cues to see enough enemies have run past him. But Sparks, on the other hand, is spamming all of his LG ammo to go up high here in this base. He is out. He's got 14 HP. Maybe he's just going to use this as a distraction. The quad is out, but it's actually going to be ID with it. And I don't think Sparks is going to get too far. No, he does go down.
Sparks had some opportunity to kind of chill out in the base there, take some health, take some armor. Everybody was just fighting over that quad, of course. But as soon as you hear that, you didn't get the quad that the enemy did, and you have to get out of there, but you don't know where to go because the quad killed everybody, and he's out there somewhere. It's scary.
Clock is going to take down KGB with that quad, and he's going to reap the last few benefits, the last few seconds of that quad. But he gets taken down, and ID is going to finish up with this regen as well. But he's got a massive stack.
Holy!
He's got 2 YAs to his name. Looks like he held up on defense a little bit there, but surely he's going to push out soon. I actually want to take a look at him and see what he's planning to do.
Yeah, ID and Effortless may be the clash of the titans here before too long. ID's actually going to go, all right, Rapha, you could use the last few seconds of this regen. I'm full. Thanks. But
it was delicious.
Might just have to look out for ID here.
Effortless has a great stack, but he has no idea what ID has, and then he's coming straight at him. Only thing Effortless has right now that's an advantage is more regen.
And more aim by the look of it. That was a ton of damage coming at him.
Oh,
but
wow.
Avenged also taking away the flag, taking away YA, sticking up for this fight, holding himself open for that LG from Rapha. Down to 9 health. That gauntlet almost took him out midair, and psygib will get the return.
Yeah, psygib with the rail. A little bit of overkill, but it does get the job done. Avenged looking for teammates, but they were not there, unfortunately, to make anything happen there. So, see, it looks like ID is, he's meeting 3 players there in the Sake base. Not much happening on his side of things, but it looks like he has a friend. There is psygib. They are attacking right now. That's a huge rocket, but again, those 3 players are still there, shutting him down completely.
ID and Avenged having a bit of a fight down here. I mean, Rapha, this is going to be helping him get stacked back up. But psygib's actually breaking out mid here a little bit, but dealing with just about everybody at once.
Still decent damage coming out from him. Effortless, you can see doing his whole mid game here. Nice rails coming out from him. The damage is coming out. Oh wow, he took a lot in return, and that is quad coming up. ID is going to be the one running this. He's going to go in that low sewer entrance to the enemy base. KGB falling on a shaft. That's the last thing you want, and Effortless is going to go down as well. That's the defense gone for Sake. This is a chance for WELP to really push in. Surely they're getting the word to push in. And psygib is going to take down Avenged. That's the last line of defense, and now it's all fresh mons to deal with.
Yep.
Nice rail. That's actually a beautiful unintentional boost coming out from that quad, and that's going to push psygib across the middle of the map. That's one last player to deal with. That was KGB. He's going down. Surely this is going to be the first cap, but no, Avenged is there. He does take him down. He's got the regen, but Clock has too much of a stack. Effortless lands a rail as well, but all the players in the same area.
And Clock is going to go back down for that regen before making this gap, putting WELP in the lead. As we're now halfway over the second map here. WELP taking the first one of the series. This is sort of looking like the danger zone.
It is. That was a lot of work just to get one cap on this map. And actually, they're shutting my mouth right now. I thought Sake might have a slight advantage on this map just from the sheer experience of this tournament. But right now, WELP is putting on a clinic for power-ups.
ID diving down for that med kit, popping back through the teleporter. Looking for a target up top, but it's going to be a little bit scarce. He's only got rockets and rails, but as he moves back into the red base, he's looking for somebody to take down before committing to the flag.
ID with the medkit in hand, he does have the ability here to really do a lot of damage. He definitely doesn't want to show himself out too much. He whips that rail on KGB. That's actually quite surprising. He definitely doesn't want to use this medkit just yet. Yeah, he does use it finally. Doesn't want to get rail coming up that pad, and Avenged is going to chase back. He does get taken down. Effortless gets a rail in as well. We can hear he is screaming. ID is going to throw out the word to his teammates to get in this base.
Yeah, where is everybody else? I wasn't even supposed to be here today. Poor guy.
Party's at red base, and nobody showed up.
Surprisingly, though, we haven't quite seen the flag touch just yet. So we got to take a look here over at Sake. Got Effortless doing a fair bit of damage here, just doing very good. Just creeping forward into the base, is doing a lot of hurt on the way in.
And ID is going to be running this quad. That 50 bubble is going to give him a little bit of life, but it's still railable. That medkit is going to look tasty. He does come back and grab that. He is going to use it as well right off the bat, just to make sure that rocket did not connect with his face and take him down. So that is KGB going down. That's huge. KGB had a decent stack. Avenged is down. Looks like Sparks is going to go down possibly as well. Whips the rail so close, but the KGB plasma from behind.
Very ballsy from KGB coming back in for the last little bit of fight with that plasma.
He tried to drop the quad to his base D and actually gives it to the enemy team for quite a little bit of time there. But Sparks is going to try and run this flag to no avail. Too many of the WELP players back on defense here, and Effortless gets the delayed regen on his side, and that's going to be very beneficial on the on defense for him, especially after a YA pick through.
Yeah, we're just waiting for that YA, which is fine with regen. You could just soak it in, enjoy it a heck of a lot, and get back in on the main D. Avenged, on the other hand, looking to push out to mid. He's got one enemy sighted here. It's going to be Clock taken on down just above the jump pad. KGB with a little bit of that regen left. Heading off against psygib, he needs to soak up that regen, and there's a beautiful rail dropping right into his lap.
Oh wow!
Hitting, again, just about everything.
That's a great rail, but an even better rocket coming from Rapha, shutting down KGB. And it looks like KGB is going to be chasing back into his base here. ID is going to put a little bit of damage into Effortless.
That's about all we have. It looks like he's mixing it up here a little bit more. We're seeing a lot more fluid dynamics in terms of who's holding down the defense.
He is mixing it up. He actually decided to die this map, so.
Yeah. So we got Rapha. Oh, missing that last rail, but he's ready for the move through the sewer. It's going to be Sparks, not for long. And Sparks, again, I mean, he's always in the position of just, tape down W, go run the flag, or try to. And we actually haven't seen him, have that much success on this map just because it's so much more difficult here. So many more corners, mid is so much more dangerous. The defenses actually have a lot of resources available to them. So Sparks' job is probably the hardest right now. Definitely the hardest on his stats.
And I think that's why they tried to counteract that quad damage on this map. Just kind of talking about those corners. They put two regions on the map to go with those quads.
Yep.
Right, with the quad, just trying to make things a little bit more even. But Rapha right now is on a rampage. He comes out of his base, takes down a third player, and he's looking for more. He wants his teammates in that base. Effortless is going to try a little bit of damage here. Going for the pot shot plasma. KGB is going to go down as well. The rail comes out. He's not able to connect. 3 HP. He does steal away Effortless's. Oh no, he doesn't actually. That's a smart move. Leaving that for psygib. He comes in, he gets railed in the back for his efforts, but Effortless is going to come back and take him down finally. So interesting idea.
Definitely. A lot of the clock elapsed there, just mixing it up in mid and making it incredibly difficult for Sake to do much.
It was, and Effortless getting that delayed quad on the Sake side as well. So that's going to be huge for defense. And Clock is going to be taking down KGB. That's going to be the mid defense here for Sake. Whiffing on that rocket. Hits one though. But ID on the other hand is going to be running this flag. Hopefully Clock is still alive to escort him out of here. He is. And ID gets the word. He's going to haul it across mid.
But he's railable. This is incredibly dangerous for him.
Wow.
But he's able to take down KGB. No damage taken. Getting that 50 as well, which is going to save him. With 2 health left over, handing that flag over to Rapha.
Taking
and
no
Rapha
chances.
is going to finish this up. Getting the money shot. Getting Whelp up 2-0.
No chances.
Only 4 minutes left of the clock. I mean, 2 is doable here.
It is, but it's
Rough
definitely tough to do it again. Kind of going back to what we were saying. I mean, it's just too many corners on this map. You really have to utilize that region along with quad to really make things effective. And the way that Sake has delayed their own region, I think that's actually been a detriment, and sometimes it could be a benefit.
Absolutely. So it's all down to Sake right now. Do you think anything that they're doing right now is actually going to move the line forward and give them some sort of mid control?
They've had mid control. It's just when it comes to those power-ups, it seems like Whelp is in the right place at the right time. KGB's main focus is always kind of just sit mid and rail until it's clear, and then you can possibly push in and do the same thing up at the top of their base. So right now, he's kind of trying to do the same thing. Effortless, we see he's the base D, and he's all the way out at mid right now for this quad. And he's going to be the one running it, actually, but the rails are coming out. He's taking a lot of damage. He does go down. But pretty much, he just gets to reset.
Was almost ignored during that quad. He's like, oh, yeah, sure, just take that. We'll take care of you later. So that means it's going to be Rapha picking up off the ground, dusting it off, and making good use of it here. Taking KGB down. Avenged is ready for him as well. Man, everybody is just trying to jump on Rapha right now.
Yeah, whiffed rails left and right, too. It's definitely not good. KGB goes down again. And surely Sparks will go down, almost landing that rail on Effortless. That would have been huge. Effortless, though, is going to take the last few seconds of quad and stack back up on defense here. He tries for the rail. Psygib takes him down. That's no D now for Sake, and ID is going to capitalize on that. Let's see if he can make anything happen. He's got to deal with one player up top here. He lands one rail, takes him down. Beautiful shot. He's going to hand this off for sure. It looks like Psygib's going to take it with the regen. Beautiful coordination.
Close for a return. What was supposed to be a drop-off almost nixed everything there, but it means that Psygib maybe able to turn this into 3-0.
That's the rocket jump, and that is going to be the third cap. We've got 2 minutes left in this game, and 3-0 right now. It looks like Whelp is in the driver's seat to go into the lower bracket grand finals.
Where is what happened to that attack with Sake there? We saw something good starting up, but KGB is still up there. Even take away the 25, he's still railable. That'll be the end of that. But ID, we're not seeing Sake finish their pushes here, but every time ID manages to see into the flag room, he made a very good run here.
Definitely, that plasma helps out. God, just tears through Effortless. Gets taken down at mid, though, but it's just unrelenting, the pushes here from Whelp. They do not want to give anything up. This is just like last map. They want no room for error. They don't want Sake to have any chance to come back. Nothing of the sort.
I like this, though. They got an early lead, and they maintained. They just kept the pressure up the entire time. And that's not easy to do for 20 minutes at a time, but, man, they've been so incredibly consistent.
Yeah, there's too many teams out there nowadays that really just try to, kind of go all defense after they get that early cap, and they want to play it safe. You can't do that against top-tier teams like this, especially, definitely not in Quakelive either. This game is not a friend of that. And it looks like ID's going to be picking up that quad, while Effortless, on the other hand, is running offense. He's going to hand off that the flag to Sparks. Sparks
too scared of that quad. Nope, Sparks, you deal with the Sparks.
Exactly.
I can't do this.
Sparks gets torn apart by nice plasma from Psygib. Again, land plasma. He just can't beat it.
KGB knocked down. Everybody getting knocked down here. These quad runs out of ID are just completely brutal. He's dropped down to 60%.
Well, he's human at least, right?
Total amateur hour, yeah.
But we just passed that 1 minute warning, guys. 3-0 for Whelp right now. Again, I can't say much or say enough for Whelp. Just how they've been playing and how they handle these maps. I was not expecting. I don't want to call this a blowout, but I mean 3-0 is definitely not a blowout. But the way they've played it, it just feels like a blowout. I mean, especially with these power-ups.
I mean, every fight has been hard won, every cap has been hard won, but they've happened.
And they've been. I'm actually surprised that Sake has kept the cap count kind of low, because it's been, like I said, it's been an utter dominance. It seems like from Whelp.
All right, but final 10 seconds. It looks like GG's getting called on out here. That means we're going to be seeing Whelp move on forward. Sake, well, they could just enjoy Sake for the rest of the convention. So.
Well, it looks like Whelp is going to take this 4-0 on Newceron. They're going to take this map, and they're moving ahead to face off against Unknown, actually. So that's a big game, very, very big game. And that is the end of the road for Sake.
It's the end of the road for Capture the Flag tonight, I think.
It might be, actually.
We get to rest up. We get to go check out Master Pancake Theater. We get to go get a little bit crazy.
Do all the important stuff, right?
We get to go do limbo. Of course, Inns won that last night.
Well, he's like 4'2".
I know.
Hey, how
I mean,
can you not win limbo when you're 4'2"?
Oh, is there one more round up? What are we looking at here, actually?
So are we going into WELP versus?
Are we doing that immediately? Okay, I thought that was going to be.
I thought they might save that for the finals day, but it looks like they are actually going to be playing that.
Sake and WELP. All right. I'm sorry, we just did that.
Scroll.
I've been trying to scroll, but challenge has just been so unscroll.
Click and drag. Atta girl. Atta
There
girl.
we go. Thank
WELP
you.
and Unknown. There we go. So, yeah, WELP and Unknown are going to be playing for the lower bracket finals, which I guess you can see as the semifinals of the tournament in general. But before we do that, guys, we are going to go to a short break. Please stay tuned. We will be back with Unknown and WELP here very shortly.